members of the press, compatriots, fellow countrymen and women. We are South Sudanese university students studying in various learning institutions in Kenya. We all hail from various corners of our republic, as you can see here. At the onset, allow us to express our heartfelt condolence with the 100 innocent children and women who have lost their lives in this ongoing political violence in the capital Juba and in various parts of the country. We would also like to register our humble solidarity with the thousands innocent children and women, and our dear Kenyan brothers and sisters, and other nationals from other countries who are still languishing in various United Nations centers where they had gone to sought refuge. We strongly appeal for the safety to be granted in those centers by both conflicting parties without any condition whatsoever. We condemn these senseless, heinous crimes with contempt deserve. And we believe also that those who orchestrated these crimes will face the full wrath of the law at the end of the day. Fellow countrymen and women, we are again standing at a very pivotal moment in our nation's history. 50 years ago, 2 million people sacrificed their life unwaveringly for successful multi-dimensional revolutions, which was crowned here at Nyayo Stadium by our iconic liberation hero, Dr. John Garang de Mabior. Hence, subjecting this hard-fought independence into jeopardy will not only put our effort in vain, but that of our martyrs. 2 years ago, at the day of our independence, we went wittingly to register our country among nations as a supreme state with an equivocal intention to make it a country where unity of purpose will reign forever and ever. With the current spilling violence, the world and the regions are keeping the head on toes, fearing to see us dragging ourselves to those dark and regrettable days. Members of the press, we will not bore you with the chronology of this tragic incident because it is familiar to all of us. Our utmost purpose for convening this press release is to call for cessations of the ongoing political violence that is putting our country at the verge of collapse. Ladies and gentlemen and members of the press, we want to categorically state that the ongoing political violence is not a war between Dinka and the Nuer, as it has been reiterated and reported in various sources that have had a privilege to report on the same. We want to tell you out of our own convictions that it is a political and ideological tussle within the ruling political party that has nothing whatsoever to do with the innocent members of those communities. Of course, they might have been the victim of this violence as it occurred, but as we are fully aware, nothing of such sort connects them directly with it. We are reminding the entangled political leadership to recall the hopes and aspirations that accompanied our independence on July 9th, 2011, which they themselves fought selflessly for. We're calling on the General Salva Kiir Mayardit, Dr. Riek Machar, to come together on a negotiation table because they are comrades who had fought tirelessly for our being free today. So we urge them not to forget, not to run short of sight of those ideals that they themselves fought for. The people demand that they come together and seek amicable solutions that will bring our people together. We now call on them to immediately cease the spilling political turmoil and find an amicable solution to it. However, we urge the already existing teams of mediations from our neighboring country, including Kenya, to bestow high magnitude of neutrality in dealing with this polarized violence. We appreciate and will continue to acknowledge your endless endeavor to bring us peace and unity in our young nations. We'll continue and we want you to come to us at a time of need. But we want you, at anything you do, to be neutral on both sides. Finally, we appeal to South Sudanese, wherever they may be, in Kenya and elsewhere in the world, to remain calm and peaceful as they continue pursuing their studies. We urge them, irrespective of their ethnicity, political affiliations, creeds, to refrain from utterances that are inciting on social media, but rather to disseminate message of peace and unity among our people at this critical moment. May God bless South Sudan, may God bless the Republic of Kenya, and may God bless Africa entirely. Thank you very much. We'll have compliment from General Kurup on the same.
I've heard from the statement which has been read out by Comrade Duck that this conflict, it is not between Dinka versus Nuer. It is about the politicians themselves who are fighting over power in the party of SPLM. So we would like to tell our people, all the South Sudanese, wherever they are, back home in South Sudan and in diaspora, that this conflict must end. And the people to end this conflict, it is His Excellency the President General Salva Kiir Mayardit and the former Vice President Dr. Riek Machar to come together to put an end to this conflict. Because all what is happening now, many people are dying. We have so many people in the UN camps. And the UN is running out of food, there's no water, so people are dying of hunger. So how can we continue fighting while our people are dying everywhere? Even here with the South Sudanese people who are living in Kenya, we have been affected. And you can see the economy has collapsed in South Sudan. All the international investors are full out. All the UN NGOs are full out. What do we have now in South Sudan? We got independence after 2 years, and now we are destroying it. We really feel ashamed for what is happening in our country. We have to tell our people, all our leaders, to end this conflict. Even if there are international mediators who are in South Sudan, now putting pressure on the two leaders to come together, that will not be the only solution. But the solution will come from our leaders. So this is what we are telling the media and also to our people, that we have come here to be the agents of peace, not to promote conflict. We are from different tribes that we have come here. We are not from one tribe or two tribes, but different tribes in South Sudan. South Sudan does not belong to Dinkas and Nuer. We are from different tribes. Thank you very much.
May I extend my gratitude to the press members, and above all, to my fellow country citizens, South Sudanese, and our beloved leaders, General His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, and my former Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar. And I would love to convey this message and to urge them. The country of South Sudan is great and above all, everybody. And I would love to tell them, everybody, all the fellow South Sudanese, the country is big than all of us. And what has been happening, there's a politic differences. We need to solve this in order to avoid by killing the very innocent fellow countrymen and women. Today we have come together all around the corner from different angles of tribe of fellow South Sudanese for all of us to know what has happened. It's not about tribe between tribe. As we can see right now, both has been died from all over. For them to come together and join their hand and solve this problem amicably. For all of us, we appeal to all fellow South Sudanese, wherever they are, for them to come together. And we have been fighting for this country to be liberated. And today the country is in our hand. Whom do we leave it for? All of us, we have to join our hand and build our country with unity, not through violence. As you can see left and right behind, my fellow citizens, they are with me here by joining our hand and work hard in order to develop that country. And this is the right time for us to take the country forward. It's not the right time to distract and make any distraction again. So we all like them, and we beloved them. I mean, we love them, and we know they are our country heroes who are fought to take this country to wherever it is today, but not the right time for them. We want them to put their differences aside and come and think and rethink for this country. As it has been said, we want them to join the hand in a piece of dialogue. Thank you. And God bless Kenya, and God bless South Sudan for standing with us together, and all the international community everywhere around the world. Thank you.
We are South Sudanese from different tribes. We actually represent the face of South Sudan in here in this press conference, and that is why we are saying that we need the cessation of hostility immediately, so that our innocent children, women, and elderly are not dying in vain. And that is why we're saying that we really need hostility before we could get to a political solution. And I want to make it very clear that this war is not going to be won by anybody. Nobody is going to win this war. And that is why we're saying that our leaders, the former Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, and the President of the Republic, General Kir Mayardit, to come to the table and try to discuss and really reach a workable solution through negotiation, through dialogue, because nobody is going to win this war, and we are all losers at the end of the day, whether we kill many of the opposition or we kill many of the government side. It is all South Sudanese at the end of the day that are killing one another, that are killing each other. And it is that we are at a loss, all of us. Again, as we have seen all over the world, nobody is actually supporting the idea of saying there was a coup attempt. There was no coup attempt. It was just a ploy to push out the opposition and to eliminate any opposition in the country. We really urge the president to try to get back to his drawing board and ensure that the party primaries are successfully carried out, and that there is peace and reconciliation in the country, because actually that is what we fought for. If we said we were fighting to have democracy, to eliminate all kind of oppression, then there should be no need now that we have independence, that the president and the rest around him, his circle, are trying to oppress others. They should actually set an example by making sure that there is democracy in the country. And democracy starts with the party, with the party leadership, the SPLM. So they should actually promote internal democracy within the party so that we have primaries. So I'm sure and I know that Dr. Machar was not rebelling against anybody, but he's fighting for democracy. So we are calling upon our leaders to get together so that we're actually doing, crafting the constitution for the posterity. We are not doing it to favor the president or the former vice president or anybody in the country. We want a
crossroad. You cannot just wake up and then you call the press conference. So we have to go down and mobilize all the youth so that we can come together and call the press and condemn the killings which is going on in our country. So that's what we have been doing all this along. Like here in Kenya, we have people back home in South Sudan. Each one of us here has lost their relatives. So it has really affected us. No, it has not affected. We are still together. So we are in unity and peace.
Communities, I will answer on my personal note that it has affected me. I, in fact, left my 2 papers because I could not concentrate. I had to depart them because it affected me deeply. So, and I believe if you hear of a conflict that has affected 1,000 lives and has led to another thousands into, captives, that is not something easy. I hope it has not even affected South Sudanese, even Kenyans. Remember, their properties have been, destroyed. They have left the businesses, and it is a pain not only to South Sudanese but to the African regions as a whole. And that is why you remember when we fought for this independence, it was not fought on isolations. Kenyans were down to earth on getting it where it is today. So it was a regional issue, And that is why we say God will always bless Kenya, God will always bless South Sudan, and God will always bless Africa. Thank you. It is actually a precaution, and it is an appeal to those who are going there. It has always happened in many African countries that sometimes when mediators go in, they actually go in sometimes with their interest, sometimes at the other part of it. We're not suspicious of their involvement or intervention whatsoever, but just to hide them, that let them be neutral in dealing with this polarized violence. I don't know if you can allow her to think on naturally.
Oh God, we praise and glorify you for your grace and South Sudan. Lord, your praise abundance, our focus united with peace and harmony. For motherland we rise, raising flag in the guiding star, and see souls of freedom with joy. Justice, liberty, and prosperity shall forevermore reign over nations. And as we stand up with silence and respect, saluting our eyes for the sky, cemented our national foundation. We vow to protect our nation. Oh God, yes, South Sudan.
Unity way.
South Sudan way. South Sudan way. Kenya way. Africa way. God bless all of you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.